Soundarya Lahari Sloka number 47. Bhruvau Bhugney Kinchid Bhuvanabhayabhangavyasanini. Bhruvau Bhugney Kinchid Bhuvanabhayabhangavyasanini. Thvadeeye Nethraabhyaam Madhukararuchibhyaam Dhruthagunam. Thvadeeye Nethraabhyaam Madhukararuchibhyaam Dhruthagunam. Dhanurmanye Savyetharakaragruheetham Rathipathehe. Dhanurmanye Savyetharakaragruheetham Rathipathehe. Prakoshtey Mushtau cha Sthagayathi Nigootaantharamumey. Prakoshtey Mushtau cha Sthagayathi Nigootaantharamumey. In this shloka, Adi Shankaracharya teaches us to meditate upon the eyebrows of Devi. Look at the eyebrows, both right and left. They are slightly curved with a gap in between where we put our vermilion mark, the Ajna Chakra. So that bow is the bow of Cupid. Dhanurmanye Savyetharakaragruheetham Rathipathehe. And what else? Thvadeeye Nethraabhyaam Madhukararuchibhyaam Dhruthagunam. The bow also has to have strings. The bow string are the eyelashes on both sides. Eyebrows are the bows and eyelashes are the bowstring. Then we get it out. What are these gaps between the two eyebrows? Jagadguru Shankaracharya says that is the gap between the two eyebrows is because of the left hand of Manmatha holding the bow. Because he is holding it in the center, we are seeing it as a gap. And what is the gap in between the two eyes? The bridge of the nose. And the bridge of the nose, he says, is the right hand holding the bowstring in the center so that he can aim it. So Prakoshtey Mushtau cha Sthagayathi. So Prakoshtey Mushtau cha, that gap between the eyebrow in the center of the bowstring is because of the right hand holding the arrow there and trying to shoot an arrow from there. So the above gap is because of the left hand holding the bow. The gap below is because of the right hand holding the bowstring, trying to aim the arrow. And he addresses Devi as Uma. Uma is a Upanishadic name given to Devi. The Ma, if you reverse it, it becomes Om. So Omkara, she is the embodiment of Omkara. And Omkara is the embodiment of Gayatri Mantra. And Gayatri Mantra is the embodiment of the entire Vedic literature. That is what Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa explains. So entire Vedas are summarized in Gayatri Mantra. Entire Gayatri Mantra is summarized in Omkara, and the Uma is the form of Devi, which is the very embodiment of the Omkara. So We are meditating on that Parashakti described in Vedas as Uma. And what is the benefit of doing this kind of a meditation and reciting this sloka? Bhruvau Bhugney Kinchid Bhuvanabhayabhangavyasanini. Bhuvana is the entire world. Bhayabhangavyasanini. The entire world is suffering from some form of fear or the other. The entire, actually in one of the Upanishads says, the entire software on which the entire world runs is fear. Everybody is afraid of something. So they are doing different things to be comfortable, to live and to enjoy. So she removes that fear from entire world, and surprisingly he says that is Bhuvanabhayabhangavyasanini. Vyasana is some kind of a compulsion, obsession. So that is her obsession. She is obsessed to remove the fear from the entire world. If you meditate on her eyebrows, which are symbolic of Manmadha. Manmadha is the god of love, lust, and he is also called Kama-Deva. Kama-Deva is the one who is the presiding deity for all desires, not just the sexual desires, but all desires. So it is the desire which causes fear to all of us. And when we meditate upon Devi's eyebrows as the Manmadha's bow, as described in this shloka, all our fears which are related to this desire, they all disappear. This mantra also refers to the eye of Devi that Shankara compares to the bows of Kama-Deva, the fatal glance that makes one captive. If a beautiful young girl even looks at a young lad, he is captivated. He will dream about her day and night, even forgetting to eat, drink and sleep. But Devi's captivating glance gives freedom from the fear of instilling faith, trust, belief in that one belongs to her. Her glance is reassuring and soothing for the devotees whom she saves from the inherent fear of the world. Everyone is born with an unseen and unknown fear, which surfaces on its own and often for no reason. The future is always uncertain. No one knows what will happen next. Apprehension of death, disease, loss of wealth, and loved ones are the common fears we see around us. But there are other fears which belong to subtler dimensions that attack during dreams or even during our meditation practice. Due to these subtle fears, one often feels uneasy without knowing why. The Raja Yoga Sutras of Patanjali has termed these inherent fears as kleshas, which dominate the mind in deep-rooted way that influences and determine the very quality and structure of one's life. Klesha is an internal agony, and its expression filters down to the very behavior one exhibits in daily life. For example, one is usually not aware of the fear of death on a day-to-day basis, but it is there in the subconscious, and one's actions are subconsciously guided by this powerful klesha. All living beings have this fear, not only humans. Patanjali has identified these fears or kleshas as 5 in number. Avidya is the prime cause of these kleshas. Avidya is ignorance. Then asmita is ego. Raga is attraction. Dvesha is repulsion. And abhinivesha is fear of death. Through careful analysis, one will discover that avidya or ignorance is the root of all these kleshas. From avidya, asmita or ego is born. From asmita comes raga, means attraction. From raga, dvesha or repulsion. And from desha, abhinivesha or fear of death. This is the genesis of these subtler fears which determine the very fabric of our life. And this is the fear that Devi glance removes from her devotees, which can alter and restructure the very course of one's life. On account of fear, one is severely limited. Fear makes one weak and destroys Atma Vishwas or the self-confidence. One who overcomes fear through the grace of Devi is able to rise high in life. No difficulty can overpower one who believes that Devi is protecting him all the time and no harm can befall him. In this mantra, Devi captures Shankara's imagination in order to divert the inherent fear that could ruin our inner experience. Thus her eyebrows appear to Shankara and also us, the sadhakas, like the bow of Kama-Deva, and her glistening eyes appear as the bowstring which is drawn taut and firm as if to pierce us with the arrows of love so that he may overcome his fear. Eroticism is an apt means to disperse the thoughts of the illness, disease and death, which is why Jagadguru Adi Shankara invoked Devi in first place. In times of sickness and despair, if one is successful in diverting the mind from the morbid and anxious thoughts that assail it, then knowingly or unknowingly one initiates a process of repair and restoration. The secret lies in separating the mind from the cause of sorrow or pain and thereby from its influence and experience. If one can disturb the link in the chain of obsessive thoughts that invade the mind, the destructive process will be reversed. The removal of fear requires much efforts on one's own. However, as stated in this mantra, in this verse, a mere glance of Devi will suffice to remove any kind of fear.